it's quite a dodgy scam, quite a dangerous scam, and unfortunately it's a scam that targets foreigners and foreign van lifers. If you're coming out here this summer, that you can make an informed decision and know a good way to sort of try to avoid it.
The main advice that they give is whatever you do, don't pull over.
I've never been so excited to return back to the UK in my life. I really do feel that the positives outweigh the negative.
Welcome back to the channel. We've just completed our first 3 months of micro-camping. It's been the ultimate lesson in living in a tiny space. And as we return back to the UK from Italy, it's time we told you the truth about car camping. And unfortunately, we have a new scam that we have just discovered that targets van lifers in a brutal way that we need to share with you. So join us now as we reveal all.
Welcome back to the channel. We are about to board another ferry, and this is the ferry that floats quite under the radar, to be honest with you, because it goes from Rome to Barcelona. We are actually making our way back to the UK now because our Schengen visa is up. But we're going to take it a little bit slowly, which is unlike us. We normally zoom everywhere, but we decided to take it a bit slowly, whatever that's going to look like. And one of the things we've done is we decided to book a ferry from Rome to Barcelona. The reason being is, well, there's multiple reasons. One, it cuts out a lot of driving. Considering that we was in South Italy, it cuts out a hell of a lot of driving. So that's definitely one. It means we get to spend more time enjoying ourselves rather than driving. But the other big reason as well is because of a flipping scam that we've come across. And it's quite a dodgy scam, quite a dangerous scam, in my opinion. And not only did we get warned about it, but we've actually met people on this trip who've actually had it happen to them, and unfortunately it's a scam that targets foreigners and foreign van lifers, so UK van lifers. And the people that we met who happened to were from, I think one was from Switzerland, the other one was they were from France. So they're not just targeting British people, but it's enough to avoid the north of Italy for now, until it blows over a little bit, to be honest with you. But so that combined with and I'm going to explain what that scam is in a second, so that you, if you're coming out here this summer, that you can make an informed decision and know a good way to sort of try to avoid it, because it is proper dodgy. Not only does it involve you losing lots of money, but it involves you potentially damaging your van as well, or whatever. So it's really bad. I'll explain what it is. So yeah, we're just about to board the ferry now. It's a 20-hour ferry from Rome to Barcelona, and it's really interesting because I think it only costs like 150 euros. So for a 20-hour ferry, that's not too bad for 2 people in a car, a microcamper. But on it, we've ordered something on it that we thought, why not? Because it's so good value. It's not normally this cheap. And so we're going to show you what that's like on there as well. So we'll board and then show you that progression and tell you about the scam along the way.
It is time to go. It looks like all the cars are going. We've been sat here for a while actually. And yeah, now it's time to go to Barcelona. Woo!
Again.
All these little things driving me crazy. I just wanna be free. All these feelings got me seeing hazy. I can barely breathe. I'm the stubborn type, no you can't tame me. Baby, I'll just leave.
Wait. That's the dodgy bit at the top. You think you're there.
Oh no, say it ain't so. I do it all I want and I don't like no. Oh no, say it ain't so.
Okay, we're off. We're going in. This journey.
Have you got the passports?
No. Do we need them?
At this stage, probably not, no.
We don't. We're already on. This journey is 20 hours and it's like 10 o'clock. So we're going to sleep and then we've got the whole day tomorrow. Hence why we've got a big bag. We've got food and drinks and stuff.
We're a little tempted to have a drink in tomorrow.
Yeah. Beautiful sunset. Bye bye Italy.
Oh no, say it ain't so. I don't see the point in not letting go. Oh no, if there's one thing you should know, say it ain't. I live life for me. I just want to be free. I live life for me. I just want to be free.
Okay, so we had a really nice good sleep last night, which was by accident actually, because what happened was when we'd finished our drinks in the bar on the top deck, we went down to the reserved seating area, and you reserve seats for, I think it didn't cost as much as a few euros. And when we got there was people sleeping in our seats. So we took that as a sign and we went off and looked for our own different seats to sleep in, given that there's not many people on the boat. Anyway, we actually found 2 rows of seats with no one on them. So we actually had a pretty apart from the snorers, we actually had a pretty decent night's sleep last night. It was a little bit chilly for Janine, so she ended up putting everything she owned on top of her. But yeah, good. And then today we've woken up, had about 20 coffees each, and we're about to go and do something very unique that we've never done on a ferry before, and we're going to show you that in a second. Before I get to that, I did mention about this big Italian sort of scam that we've actually come across. One person who it's happened to as of in the last couple of weeks in Sardinia, and another couple who it happened to in the northern Italy, which is where it usually happens, and then also some friends of ours told us about it before that as well. So 3 different sets of people have told us about it. 2 people it's actually happened to. So it's not like made up or anything. It's a bit of a horrific one. So what happens is, so you're driving along on the hectic Italian roads, and they are hectic. They're not known for safe driving here, from what my experience as well. You drive along the hectic Italian roads and someone overtakes you at speed, and as they overtake you, they throw a rock out of the window against your car, your vehicle, your van, which isn't a nice thing. So what that does is it startles you, and at the same time, the passenger side or the driver side, they get a rod out and they have something on the end of the rod that scratches up your vehicle, or we couldn't work out whether it's a pen or what have you, and mark your vehicle at the same time. They then drive on further and proceed to tell you that you've done something to their vehicle, you've hit their vehicle, and you need to pull over. And they make you, from what we've heard from this happened to this woman and the other people as well, is they sort of force you off the side of the road, but with making you feel like you must do it. And of course your sensibility says, I've just hit their vehicle, I need to sort this out, I'll pull over and we'll get it sorted. So that's what they use. They use that sort of human instinct to do that, that courtesy to sort of speak to get you on the side of the road. Once you're on the side of the road, they then apply pressure and a bit of aggression, from what we hear, to make you believe that you've taken their wing mirror off or caused damage to the side of their vehicle. And they can prove this because you've got a big mark down the side of your vehicle and there was a big bang. The person it happened to just recently, who we met, this woman, she's from Switzerland, she said she believed everything they said, and then it was just like they made her Google it, find out how much the mirror cost. It cost 350 euros. They then take you to a cash point if you haven't got the money on you, which of course you probably wouldn't, and then they make you get the money out and give it to them. The other couple who it happened to them twice. The first time it happened, they got duped by it. The second time it happened, they got away with it because they knew about it. So that's why I'm telling you about it now. They said, all 3 of them said, the police do very little about it. They can't do much about it. The main advice that they give is whatever you do, don't pull over. It's probably a scam. If you think it's a scam, it's probably a scam. And you could save yourself 350 quid. But at the time and all that sort of stuff, when you're going through all of that, it's horrific. And you will feel in a very vulnerable position if you didn't already know about it. So now you know, you may be able to do things more appropriately. I said to Janine, if it happens to us, we'll just say, okay, follow us to the police station and we'll go and sort it out there. Anyway, now you know. The thing that we're going to do on this boat, back to today, that's very, very odd, is we're going to go for a massage. Now, like, they offered us this when we bought the ticket. We wouldn't ordinarily take a massage on a boat because of the expense factor, but this one costs 30 euros for an hour massage. 30 euros, that's like 25 quid. So we're about to go and find out what that looks like.
I'm up first, so we're heading off to go get a massage. Wonder what this is going to be like. I hope it's a public one. We made our way to the back end of the boat for our massage. We couldn't film in this area, however the massage rooms were surprisingly nice, as was the massage. Although admittedly, if you like heavy massages, it wouldn't be for you. Even I thought it was very soft, but relaxing nonetheless and very affordable. The staff there were really friendly and even allowed me to go for a quick dip in the jacuzzi whilst waiting for Liam, which was amazing and so relaxing with views of the whole sea. The massage pretty much took us up to departure time, so we left shortly after, feeling refreshed and ready to take on Spain once again. Leaving the ferry, we zoomed through Spain with an aim to get to the south of France to a campsite where we can relax for a couple of days after all the travelling. We are staying in a campsite called Les Maritimes near the Hossegor region with long sandy beaches, pine forests and surf. We have made it to the south of France and it feels really good to be back. Although we are going home, so that's really sad as well. So anyway, I'm going to put that out of my mind. We're at this campsite and the campsite's really nice. It's quite big. There's a few like chalets here. There's lots of people in tents, which we haven't seen much on the whole of this trip. It's actually really nice to see. Mainly in the campsites that we've been staying at, it's been majority vans and we've been like the smallest sort of vehicle there. But looking around, the majority of people here in this section are in tents, which is really cool. But anyway, this campsite has got a really nice bar with really friendly staff, a heated swimming pool as well, which also helps. So we're just chilling and Liam is about to cook some food.
Okay, before we cook, one of the most common questions we get is about power banks. As you guys know, we've got the BLUETTI one on this trip. Ooh, heavy BLUETTI one. It's the AC180, very affordable power bank. And the reason why we got this one is it fits perfectly between our two seats. When it comes to power banks, you're looking at size versus power sort of thing. You don't want to be carrying around too big a power bank unless it's got huge amounts of power. So this one's been absolutely perfect for us. We've road tested it for about 3 months now, and I would say that size, weirdly enough, apart from all of the usual stuff that's really good about it, USB ports, USB-C ports, free pin plug, this is what Janine charges a laptop with as well. And we charge, when we've had difficulties with our phone, this charging point here has been like absolutely gold dust for charging the phone that won't charge via the USB port. We've obviously maximised using the cigarette lighter to charge it as we're going along. We've also, in emergencies, used the solar panels. The solar panels actually fold away nicely out of the way in the back of the microcamper. So we use them in emergencies because there's quicker ways of charging this. However, they are good to fall back on to know that you can always charge your power bank regardless. But one of the main ways we do it is by, when we come to campsites, and we've been coming to campsites a little bit more frequently as time has gone on because they feel a little bit more sort of like we can get stuff sorted. We use the, when we plug in with the electric hookup to charge this, and it charges in no time at all. I think in 45 minutes you go from 0 to 80% of charge. So it does it, so literally I do it usually just before we leave the campsite in the morning and it gets it done. One of the weird features that you probably don't hear very often with power banks that I love is this. You can actually, it's these handles here. Where we put it in the micro camper, I pick it up like this and put it back in like that. I do that all the time, and it has been one of the best features about this power bank, as well as it being a super powerful one. Okay, after 3 months of camping, micro camping with cooking as well, we try and cook something every day. Sometimes we just make raw food or whatever, but we do try and cook quite a lot. And we've been using this. It's good and it's bad at the same time. And the good thing about it is that it's a cooker. You know, you put a pan on top of it and it cooks and it fits into a drawer and it packs away quite nicely. They've got a really nice sleek design of it, I think, and it works really, really well for that. The bad thing about it is the gas consumption is huge for some reason, or it's just that the gas compartments, the gas canisters are too small or something. But either way, you're stuck with what you've got. And they're about the same size as sort of like a hairspray bottle, the gas canisters. They just go in here, look. And unfortunately, if you're making like an elaborate meal, then it might not last to the end of it. If you're making like a moderate meal, it probably will last. One canister will last that, but don't expect it to last multiple meals. So you need to be carrying quite a lot of canisters with you which makes me feel like, and with the windy conditions, it's not very good either. So with that, I feel like there's got to be better. And I know a lot of people talk about induction stuff. That's where the BLUETTI probably comes in again, is that if you have an induction cooker, you can just plug it into the BLUETTI, and it might be better off doing that because of how many gas canisters you have to take with this. Aside from that, it's pretty good because it stashes away quite nicely. But if you're doing it long term, I'd probably avoid these things. This, however, is essential to micro camping, especially if you're doing a lot of wild camping. It's called a jet boil, or this one's called a maple leaf. We got it off Amazon, costs about 100 quid, maybe just a bit less. You get canisters from any camping shop, the same camping shops that you get the other canisters from for the cooker, and it will boil water, half a litre of water in 100 seconds, and double that for a litre of water. So when you want a cup of tea in the morning, this is just essential. And the gas seems to last longer than the other stuff as well. And you can get this from Decathlon all over Europe, the gas, and we find it's cheaper to do that than get the camping gas version. Without this, we would have had a much more, not stressful time, but a bit more of a difficult time wild camping in the micro camper, but this has saved us. It's fantastic. One more thing on the cooking aspect are collapsible pans. These ones specifically have silicone and I believe steel here as well. They're great because they do that, and we can literally store them away in this drawer, this kitchen drawer thing. So they're really, really good for that, for space factor, whilst wild camping, whilst micro camping, whatever. But as you can see by the bottom of it, they are not very non-stick. So they do for the weekend camping, going away for a few days sort of thing, but on a long-term basis, I would probably get a saute pan or a casserole pan, same depth or a little bit less, and made of ceramic. And I know they're heavy, but weight isn't something that we have to worry about in this. And I just think that it'd be better, nicer food. You can cook things for longer. I can't leave this on that cooker and turn my back on it for a second because it will burn the hell out of whatever food's in it. So that's the unfortunate thing about it, but space, good.
I am a fighter with my eye on the prize. There ain't no stopping me now. I keep my eye on the prize. I fight till I die. No retreating, no surrender. Ain't no way I can fail. No, I prevail. Gonna fight till the end.
When it comes to washing up, this is what we use. This is just a mix of washing up liquid and water, and it lasts for ages. It lasts for like a month, and all you do is you take whatever you've used and you use a kitchen roll to get rid of all of anything off it. So you're basically cleaning it with kitchen roll. Then you go in with this stuff and you completely coat it and just get the last of it off. So you just that basically cleans it, and then rinse it with some water. Done. Doing it that way means you don't need to carry you don't even need to carry a washing up bowl. We've done it without the washing up bowl so many times. You just take whatever it is, squirt it, clean it, put it away again. It doesn't mean that it's the cleanest. I personally feel like it means that it's majority bacteria free because you're using washing up liquid and rinsing out with water. But then we wait till we get to the campsite and then we do like a proper job with hot water and everything like that. But it does it for 3 days, 2 or 3 days, great, it does the job. And it means you don't have to carry loads of cutlery and utensils with you. You can just do things as you go along. So that's the secret.
Okay, so it is absolutely essential to bring, whether you're in England or in Europe, micro camping, to bring a sleeping bag and also a sleeping bag liner. The sleeping bag is for when it's cold, and it does get cold sometimes. Even in the summer, you can have cold nights. And the sleeping bag liner is for when it's really hot, and that liner has just been a lifesaver. We stuff our sleeping bags into a pillowcase. It makes it a lot easier because the thing that it comes in, you just can't get your sleeping bag back into because it's so small. So a pillowcase is also essential as well. And we stuff it up the top of the car just to get it out the way.
So our biggest issue with sleeping has been mosquitoes from the start. Janine especially, she can't sleep if there's, you know, there's the female one I think that makes the noise. I don't think they bite you, but the noise, it's the noise alone. Janine's hardly been bitten, I've been bitten loads. It's the noise alone that gets Janine. Anyway, We have combated it. We tried lots of little nifty ways. I bought Velcro to try and put a net on the inside. We've tried to fashion a number of things, but really the only thing that has worked is getting a mosquito net that you can buy from like camping shops. I actually found it reduced in Aldi for like €2, which is amazing. I got 2 of them for €2. And literally just drape them over the door and shut the door on them. It's the least stealthiest thing going, but you know what? We chose sleep over stealth, and I'm glad we did. And you know, since then our sleeping has massively improved.
Me and Liam have gone on a bit of a journey with these vans. We've tested out some things that have worked and some things that haven't. So the one thing that I would recommend is getting yourself a USB chargeable fan. This is great because we can charge it up during the day, and on a full charge it lasts for 2 nights running. You can also have it plugged in and it lasts for however long you have it plugged in. So it's really, really handy. This actually broke on us, which is really frustrating because it's so good. So we had to go out and buy another couple of fans. If we had this one again, we'd use those as the backup fans. They're actually really good, but they're tiny and they only last on 1 charge for 1 night. And that's only if you put it on a low setting as well. So they're not ideal, but they brought us out of a sticky situation anyway.
We would also like to give a massive shout out to Connect Plus, who are the guys that supplied us with a router so that we can get unlimited data all over Europe. With this simple router, we've been able to download, stream and upload YouTube videos no matter our location. We'll leave the details in the description of this video so you can check them out for your next trip, be it in the UK or abroad. But for us, now it's time to say au revoir to mainland Europe, and it's time to end one adventure and start another.
All that's really left to say about microcamping is, ultimately, without any sort of bias at all, do we actually think it's a good thing to do? Is it worth doing? Do we recommend it? And in all honesty, yes, I actually still, after 3 months solidly sleeping in the back of that car, I really, really do feel that the positives outweigh the negatives, and usually Janine and I are alright with that. If the good times outweigh the bad, then it's definitely worth doing. We were put into a situation when we chose to go, or when Janine came up with the idea to do car camping, where we either sort of stop in life or we move forwards. And I'm so pleased that we did the car camping thing, the micro camping thing, because it's been bloody brilliant. It's not just been good because we get to flow with life and just keep moving. It's been good because we get to have a taste of a different way of traveling that we both really appeals to our better nature. So the good things outweigh the bad. Let's start with the good. The good things are, and this is what it all groups and comes down into, is it's a very cheap way to travel. We've just boarded this ferry paying car prices. Even though we are sleeping in the back of it like we're in a camper van, we're paying car prices to board this ferry. We've had some really cheap ferry rides. One cannot forget the €35 journey from, 12-hour journey I think it was, from Barcelona to Ibiza with 2 people in a car. That is dirt cheap. That is not the same price if you were in a camper van or a motorhome. So not only is it cheap to board ferries, you get to go to places that you wouldn't ordinarily go to. So we've sort of gone to islands a lot through this because the ferries have been accessible for it with the car. So we've gone to Ibiza, Corsica, Sardinia. The list would have probably kept on going with Sicily and stuff because it's just affordable. Something that we might not have done being in a camper van or a motorhome. So we've actually gone to more places, more obscure places because of it, and it hasn't cost that much either. The other thing is toll roads. Toll roads are all over Europe, well, at least for us on our journey to Italy and back again, we've come across toll roads everywhere. We have been paying, even though we've been sleeping in the back of it like a camper van, we've been paying car prices everywhere we've gone. So that's a massive factor. We've saved lots of money doing that. That, on top of the fact that it's one of the most economical vehicles I've ever driven. We must be doing 50 miles to the gallon plus, even with the roof bag. And on the side note of that, the roof bag has been excellent. I'm sure it's made it less aerodynamic and the miles per gallon go up a little bit or down, but it's been worth it for us to be able to put our bedding away and what have you. So I really recommend that. Also, it's meant that we've been able to classify ourselves as the height of the actual vehicle rather than what it would be if we got a solid roof box, which would be 2 meters plus. So we managed to go for 1.8, which means we paid the lower price again. So all those things combined, plus how economic it is. The cost of fuel has been very, very little compared to what it would have been in a camper van or motorhome, and with the toll roads costing less money as well. It's been all round brilliant on the finances. Plus, car camping's and micro camping's way more accessible to more people than getting a camper van or a motorhome, because getting a van or a motorhome costs a lot of money, let's be fair. You can just turn your vehicle at home that you go to work in into a micro camper. Anybody could do it. So it's way more accessible, and we love that as well. So basically you could just jump in the back of your car with a couple of sleeping bags and peg it down to Ibiza if you want to, and have the best time ever. It's not without its challenges. We've come across a bit of crime. Maybe we're a bit more susceptible, a bit more vulnerable because we're in a car, micro camper. It wasn't a necessity, but it definitely meant that we kept moving forwards. It was a great option. I love it. The idea was, when we went into the micro camper, that if we had to keep on doing it, we do it for as long as we possibly had to, then that's fine. And Janine and I are two people who we don't compare a lot. So we don't go in the micro camper and go, oh, I wish we were in Morgan, or I wish we were in Frida, our other camper vans that we've had previously. We just think, this is what we've got, this is okay, let's just have a lot of fun. That's literally how Janine and I are, and I'm sure that's reflected in our videos as well. So if we had to keep on going, we would keep on going in the micro camper. However, there's a twist and a turn in it all. We remember the video that I did 2 or 3 videos back where we got some good news. It's meant that we're going to make some changes, and it's going to be very, very fun. What's coming up next is going to be really exciting. In fact, I've never been so excited to return back to the UK in my life because of what's going to come next, and we get to share all that with you as well. At this stage, I really want to say thank you for following us on our micro camping journeys. We're not in a van, and we're not in a motorhome, and we're not in a rickshaw. It's just something completely different, and we've had the best time ever, and you guys have come along with us again. So we're indebted to you for doing that. I think you're going to like what happens next, and we're going to share it with you stage by stage. It's going to be really, really exciting. Thank you for watching this video about micro camping and our genuine, honest thoughts about it. And if you like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It's just down there. And if you subscribe, we'll see you next time, where we get to share some big news with you.
When we wake,
See you next time.
hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in